So I know I haven't posted in a while, but this is kind of important. So if you didn't know, recently Elijanimations, or Elijanimation, whatever you want to call him, he came out with a post recently saying he will be returning sometime in 2027. Now, obviously, if you have caught up with some of the recent drama surrounding this character, I do not believe 2 to 3 years of staying off the internet and not doing the things he was accused of is going to make us immediately forgive him. If you didn't know, this man was accused of grooming, sending NSFW, and jokes about rape. And most of these were directed towards minors. And granted, while he was a minor himself at the time, he was 15 to 16 years old, which means he was well aware of what he was doing. And he normally engaged with people like 2 to 3 years younger than him. So that's not a good look on him. Overall, after all the shit he's done and all the damage he's inflicted upon people, I don't think he's really deserving of our forgiveness. And I don't think that 2 to 3 years off the internet is going to make us forgive him immediately. Yes, he can get professional help. Yes, he might be capable of change. But so far we have not seen any of that. And I don't think that what he's been doing so far has been helping. We haven't seen any evidence that he's improved whatsoever, nor do we know if he even got any mental help at all. He's just been radio silent for like 2 to 3 years. And even if he was capable of change, 2 to 3 years is not even close to enough time for him to gain our trust. I think he's going to need a lot more time and effort to truly gain our trust back, and even then I don't think it's possible for us to fully trust him again. I overall just don't think he should interact with anyone on the internet ever again. I'm surprised he's not in prison at this point, but there's really not much we can do about that except just kick him off the internet for good. But anyways, he made a few responses to us that were rather questionable, especially with his behavior towards it. Basically what this whole video is going to be about is I'm going to be responding and criticizing most of what he has had to say, and hopefully that'll spread a bit more awareness. So here is his post he sent a few days ago. Basically what he said was, "Alright, that's it. I can't take this shit anymore. I can't stay calm about this anymore. I'm desperate as hell. I really changed this time."
Are you sure?
Saying you're desperate as hell does not really sound like you've changed or improved your mental state at all. I don't really think the mental help you've been getting has been helping you a lot there, buddy. I'm really getting professional help and I'm changing. I might still be immature, I might still scream, but I don't do it to annoy anyone anymore. I'm done with the sex jokes, joking about rape. I really am aware of what I've done, okay? A little note I want to make as I'm recording this, I just got an update that Elijah responded to the document that me and Nyx wrote down about him and the actions that he's done, and his response was basically explaining that he either forgot about the things he did or he wasn't aware of what he did. So, obviously you are not completely aware of what you've done, so there's that. Kitty, I'm so sorry. I really am. I regret everything. I'm not asking for instant forgiveness or praise. I just want to post again without backlash comments reminding me of the things that I've done. I promise I can redeem myself. Just please, let me come back. If you really wanted to acknowledge the things you've done and own up to them, you would have at least responded at least a bit more respectfully to the backlash and accepted the backlash for what it was, because you know that the criticism that you've been receiving is valid. What you've done was disgusting. Own up to it. I don't want to leave the internet forever. It's been my dream to become big since 2019. So your biggest priority here is to become big on YouTube and not to take accountability for all the shit that you've done. Noted. I promise I'll be better, and I really care about my friends. All you've been talking about is how desperately you want to come back on the internet despite all the harm that you've caused. No, the fuck you don't. I see the pain I've caused, and I felt terrible about it for 2 whole fucking years. If you guys were me, you'd see how guilty I feel about my past actions. If you were us, you would see why we are so reluctant to accept your apology. You've caused a lot of emotional damage for a lot of people, especially Nyx, and all you can talk about is how desperate you are to return on the internet. That does not show a lot of guilt. That shows desperation, and that is not a good look on you.
You guys are just gonna force me to get off the internet forever, even if it's my choice to come back?
That was the plan, yeah.
I already said I was sorry. I said how sorry I was. I'm aware of everything I've done. Over the past year, I've been changing.
You've posted a whole ass tantrum on the internet about how much backlash you've been getting. I don't think that shows much change.
You guys made it so hard to be calm with. Elijah isn't aware about what he did. This and Elijah needs to quit the internet forever. That, all the assumptions from you pissed me the fuck off. I am aware of what I've done. I regret everything bad I ever did, especially what I did to you.
The backlash we're giving you are not assumptions. We're just bringing up the fact that you groomed my best friend and joked about rape and sent an SFW not just to her, but to many public servers on Discord. We've shown you the evidence multiple times. These are not assumptions. These are facts.
Oh my god, what do you want me to call you? First you get mad when I call you Barry, and now you don't like being called Kitty? Make up your damn mind!
You serious?
Some people go through name changes all the time, especially on the internet. If you want to be respectful to her, you would call her by Nyx and not complain about it.
Nyx, I can fix myself. I didn't ask to be this way. Why can't you see how sorry I am? I know there's no excuse for grooming you, but I'm not that person anymore.
What do you mean you didn't ask to be this way? Grooming Nyx was your choice. You had the choice to stop it earlier before it escalated any further. You chose to keep it going. You chose to do what you do. Everything you do is your choice.
I never asked to be hated in the first place!
Why do you people torment me? We didn't ask to be created.
Nyx never asked to be groomed by you either. Did you compensate for that?
I'm making another secret YouTube channel that you won't be able to find. Good fucking luck, you dingleberry. There's nothing you can do about that.
You're saying that like it's a threat. Should we be scared? Okay, this one's a good one.
What the F is your problem? I didn't mean to ruin your mental health. I didn't ask to be a pedo.
What? What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. When does one become a pedo, unintentionally?
I didn't ask for any of this. I am a human being, just like the rest of you.
As a human being, you get to make your own choices, since you have the freedom to do so. This was your choice. Deal with it.
You know why it constantly reminded me of the time you called me dramatic? Well, it wasn't the dramatic part that upset me. I know I'm dramatic. It was the bitch part. The bitch part hurt me.
I understand that hurt your fragile little ego, and I'm really sorry that that happened. Perhaps maybe you should look into the perspective of the person you groomed and see how much that hurt them. Care to join?
All because I was still friends with someone you didn't like? You, and the entire squad for that matter, are the most insufferable, unforgiving people I've ever met!
Elijah, I've interacted with you a couple of times, and even I can say that some of the friends that you were hanging out with probably were not the most reliable either.
I didn't ask for any of this! How come Matthew Littlemore and Aiden Gomez get to come back, but I don't?
Maybe because at the time, most of your victims didn't really know how to speak up or do anything about it. Also, those guys were permanently removed from the group as soon as you left, so... something you didn't know. That's for your information, I guess.
You guys are unfair. If you guys actually gave me another chance, you'd see that I'm no longer the person I was since 2021. But you guys are so focused on the past, and that genuinely pisses me off.
Just because it was in the past does not mean we should forgive you for it. It did a lot of damage, and you yourself should see the gravity of the situation. Also, you have shown no change whatsoever. You're still throwing a tantrum over very valid criticisms, and that's not a good look on you. Sorry.
I am not gonna let you or the rest of the damn Perk Squad hate me forever. I am done. I really have been thinking about what I've done. Why can't you see that? You're not making this easy.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no,
man.
First of all, none of us are part of the Perk Squad anymore. That had a lot of drama all on its own, and we're no longer associating with them. So, obviously you've been gone for a long time, and you haven't done a lot of research yourself to understand that. Second of all, you have been making it a lot more harder for us, considering the fact that you have sent like 3 separate comments on not even a post related to you, it was just a random art dump. Like, if this doesn't show true desperation, I don't know what does.
I do see the damage I've caused. I've been thinking about it. I've really been thinking. And how come Candy gets to stay in that platform when she's an adult too?
Because she hasn't groomed anyone?
You are not hating me until you die. That is not happening, Nyx.
Oh, biggest apologies for breaking your laws, Mr. President. Perhaps we should take this into consideration next time we accuse you of grooming someone, and showing evidence for it to support it.
That is not happening, Nyx, if that's even your real name.
It's her user, so no.
You won't hate me forever. You most certainly won't force me to leave the internet forever. You guys let Aiden Gomez come back. You guys let Matthew Littlemore come back. How come I can't? I've learned my goddamn lesson.
We didn't let them come back. They're gone. Forever now. Let it go.
Do you honestly think I wanted to be a groomer? No!
You seem to have engaged a lot with it, so yeah, the assumption was yes.
I didn't fucking realize until the very last minute. Why won't you think about what I'm telling you?
You're a grown-ass adult who interacted with a minor, trying to force them into sexual roleplays. And you're just now realizing that?
I didn't say I was getting mental help yet.
Oh, so you haven't done anything in the past few years that you've been offline. Interesting. Noted. Elijah made a lot more replies to not only his own posts, but to many of our own posts about this whole situation. But for the sake of this video and its runtime, I'm gonna choose to skip a lot of that, considering that a lot of them are just him repeating the same stuff and not really owning up to his actions. There were, however, some replies made by some people that were backing up Elijah or going against the people who gave Elijah backlash that I would like to personally respond to. I'ma be real, what you did 3 years ago was bad, but like, that was 3 years ago. 3 years is not a long time, and it certainly is not enough time for us to trust Elijah again, especially if most of his actions were grooming minors. You're trying to change, and half of these people weren't even here when it happened, so they shouldn't be commenting on your post or making a second account hating on you. Just because you weren't there yourself does not mean that you cannot criticize someone for doing shitty things. There was a lot of evidence to prove that this man had groomed minors, and a lot of us were there, maybe not directly, but at least saw glimpses of his weird activity. You don't need to be groomed yourself just to criticize someone for grooming. Those don't correlate with each other. That is not how to handle situations. You're still in the wrong because you need to stop making posts about it and just move on with your life and forget these people live on with your own life. While I do agree that yeah, he needs to get off the internet and stop posting about it and just move on with his life, I believe the backlash that has gotten is pretty valid for a pedophile. Honestly, because of all the shit that he's done, I'm surprised he hasn't gone any worse. Both sides are wrong about this, and I even think this shit is pointless since this dude has been gone for about 3 years. And I think he was changing after all these years, but like I still don't trust Elijah here since he shouldn't talk to us about him coming back unannounced. But like just give him more time to change. As I said, again, both sides are wrong about this. I understand the point you're trying to make, and I agree with most of your criticisms towards Elijah and some of the group that's going against him, but he has shown little to no change whatsoever, considering that he made a lot of posts and replies, just having a big child tantrum about it. So far I haven't seen any change, and he literally admitted himself that he hasn't gotten any mental help yet, so I haven't seen any progress whatsoever. Y'all gotta make a document on a kid. Y'all really gotta overthink the shit y'all be doing. He is not a kid. He is 18 years old, he is a full-grown ass adult, he is well aware of the things that he's done and what he's doing right now. A document spreading awareness about a pedophile is the least that he deserves. Now, I know you haven't had much experience with this groomer yourself, and I haven't either. I've had a few interactions with him, but I haven't interacted with him so much to the point where I've seen all of his groomer activities, or have been groomed myself, but I feel like it doesn't take that much brain power to realize he is a pedophile. He needs to be pointed out at this, and we can't forget about this when he returns this year. He said that he would return in 2027, and now he's making threats on returning in 2026. People need to know about the things that he's done so that they can be more safe on the internet and around people so that they can protect themselves. If he has shown no change whatsoever, and there's evidence of him being a pedophile, then that is a huge concern that needs to be talked about. This isn't just some overdramatic, overthinking bullshit that you're making it out to be. This is a valid concern, and the people need to know about this. Don't downplay the whole situation, because you might regret that, and if not you, then someone else might suffer from this guy's bullshit. But that's pretty much all I have to say about Elijah in this video. If you want more information on all the drama that's been happening around him, there is a document that I have set up on the pinned comment down below that me and Nyx have worked on to kind of spread more awareness about Elijah and things that he's done. It does contain a lot of inappropriate sexual themes, which I will warn you about if you are sensitive to that. So be on the lookout for that and be prepared for a lot of nasty shit that this guy has done. Overall, the best you can do is report this guy, block him, try to do everything you can to, like, go against him and kick him off the internet if you can, because this guy cannot be trusted. Just remember to stay safe on the internet, and I hope the rest of y'all have a good day. So, see ya.